Good Monday evening, February 17th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Chelan County is seeking community input on its newly updated Chelan County Community Wildfire Protection Plan. The third annual Apple Blossom Festival Youth Parade Logo Contest and Grand Marshal honors are now open for community nominations and participation. Rain and snow in the forecast late tomorrow through Wednesday, with much warmer temperatures by the end of the week. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. An Orondo man died early Sunday morning after he struck a utility pole on Highway 97 near Orondo. The State Patrol said 32-year-old Orondo Ignaciamos was driving a Honda Accord near milepost 214 about 1 a.m. when he left the road to the right and struck a utility pole, causing the car to catch on fire. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt and died at the scene. The cause of the accident is still under investigation. Meanwhile, there was also a single vehicle fatal accident Saturday night on Highway 281 in which a man from Spokane lost control of his Tesla and flew it into a retaining wall. The State Patrol said 40-year-old Ivan Torres was driving at a high rate of speed about 5 p.m. near George when he crashed. He was pronounced dead at the scene. A suspected drunk driver faces vehicular assault charges after a head-on collision left 4 people injured Saturday afternoon in Grand Coulee. The Washington State Patrol said 18-year-old Aiden Palmentier of Grand Coulee was driving south on Highway 155 within city limits just before 5 p.m. when his 2007 BMW crossed the center line and collided head-on with a northbound 2004 Nissan Armada. Palmentier was transported to Coulee Medical Center with undisclosed injuries. A passenger in his vehicle was not injured. The driver of the Armada, 48-year-old Jesus Lamas of Grand Coulee, was also transported to the hospital, as were 2 teenagers in his vehicle, an unidentified 16-year-old female and 45-year-old Kesha One Owl, both of Grand Coulee. Their condition was not immediately available. 2 other passengers in the Armada were not injured. More than 200 people gathered today at Memorial Park in Wenatchee to protest against federal workers being laid off and the series of executive orders signed by President Donald Trump, including actions led by billionaire Elon Musk. The protest was one of thousands being held nationwide on President's Day. Demonstrators held signs saying, "Save the USA," "No kings," "No oligarchy," and chanted, "No justice, no peace." Protesters received encouragement from cars driving by that were honking. NCWLIFE News spoke to attendee Chris Gerber about his motivation to attend the rally.
A lot of things seem broken, and I know there's a lot of people with mixed feelings about what's going on in the nation right now, but you can only stare at a screen in your living room in the safety of home for so long. I don't have a lot, but I am more privileged than many, and the least that I can do is move with my feet and my voice and be present with other people who either have similar concerns or have the same ones as me. Just sticking together with my people. The reason that this country was founded in the way that it was to get away from the idea of one person or a very select few dictating everything. The whole idea of the people, for the people, by the people holds just as true today as it did back when this nation was founded, and clearly some people with deep pockets have kind of made a mess of that.
Pet owners are being warned after several cats in Oregon contracted bird flu from eating raw pet food. The Washington State Department of Agriculture has partnered with the Oregon Department of Agriculture to warn of the potential danger. Several indoor cats in Oregon were all euthanized after contracting bird flu. An investigation later confirmed that all of the cats had been consuming Wild Coast LLC boneless chicken formula. Pets who have contracted the bird flu may exhibit low appetite, lethargy, blindness, seizures, and more. Read the full article on our website for more information on the specific lot numbers and expiration dates of the pet food to avoid. When we come back, Congresswoman Kim Schreier introduced a new bill last week that would improve public health preparedness. And the third annual Apple Blossom Festival Youth Parade logo contest and Grand Marshal honors are now open for community nominations and participation. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect, no matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Congresswoman Kim Schreier introduced a new bill last week that would improve public health preparedness. The Diagnostics Testing Preparedness Act would require the Department of Health and Human Services to develop a strategic plan that rapidly deploys a diagnostic test during public health emergencies. Schreier said in a press release the United States struggled to provide testing during the COVID-19 pandemic, which showed the need to strengthen public health preparedness. Schreier's office said HHS would periodically update a plan for rapid development, procurement, and distribution of diagnostic tests, including laboratory and at-home tests. The bill also requires a plan that promotes collaboration between government agencies and the private sector. Chelan County is seeking community input on its newly updated Chelan County Community Wildfire Protection Plan. A public comment period for the new plan is open now through February 28. The plan outlines the county's vulnerabilities to wildfire hazards and covers various strategies to reduce wildfire risk. The draft plan is available on the county's website along with a community survey, which takes roughly 10 minutes to complete. The Board of County Commissioners is expected to adopt the final plan by late March. The third annual Apple Blossom Festival Youth Parade logo contest and Grand Marshal honors are now open for community nominations and participation. The Youth Parade logo contest is open to students in kindergarten through 8th grade in the Eastmont and Wenatchee school districts. Logos are required to be student created, original designs, and reflect this year's festival theme of the best time ever. Individuals nominated for Youth Parade Grand Marshal must be someone who's made a positive impact on local youth. Submissions and applications for both contests can be submitted on the Apple Blossom Festival's website with a deadline of March 5th. The winners of both contests will be honored in the 2025 Technoplex Youth Parade on April 26. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will hear from one of 4 recipients being recognized at the upcoming Community Impact Awards later this week. Our temperatures will be warming up later this week with highs well into the 40s this weekend. I'll have your full local weather forecast coming up. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan.
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and adult care honors caregivers like you. The relatives, friends, and neighbors helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and adult care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
Tony Sandoval served his country for 4 years in the Army. For the last 8 years, he served as his local community as an advocate for veterans' mental health care. For his efforts, he'll be recognized this week with the Community Impact Award presented by our media partner, the Wenatchee World. The awards ceremony for Sandoval and 4 other recipients takes place Thursday night at the Red Lion Hotel in Wenatchee. In tonight's feature story, here's what Sandoval had to say about military service and the support available for veterans once they return to civilian life.
So once we exited the military, that just became something that was ingrained in us to not look for any sort of assistance in the things that we do. We should just know how to deal with the VA, which is a huge government program, right? We should just know how to get back into education programs. We should, because we're a veteran, we should get the stuff, and it doesn't really work that way. And so if we don't have the ability to seek and ask and follow through with getting some help seeking, then we're not going to be successful most of the time. I was in the U.S. Army in combat vet, and they said you need to shut your mouth and get back to work. You know, deal with the pain, move through it. So it kind of pulled the availability of seeking help out of the work that we did. My name is Tony Sandoval, and I work for your Washington State Department of Veterans Affairs under the Staff Sergeant Fox Suicide Prevention Grant Program, and work in Central Washington and Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Kittitas counties to work with the population of veterans and their family members that might be experiencing suicidal ideation. When I'm working with some of these folks, veterans or their family members, they're in some pretty distressful situations. You know, we will send emergent situations to emergency, urgent to urgent, and then we're able to triage that on the backside, dealing with the great resources that we have in town, whether that's Central Washington Veterans Counseling or Wenatchee Community Acupuncture, Reuben Pine Jr., a Powerful Human, or Alethea Writing Center. We use all of our resources possible, VA healthcare, and so many more to try and get somebody to their nervous system to respond to, you know, normalizing help-seeking behavior. These are very difficult conversations because these traumas and different things have been 50 or 60 years born. Some people are just still dealing with it like it was yesterday. And some people don't even see that the trauma has caused their stuff. So there's always difficult conversations, and that's where I just kind of lean into the little experience that I have and the peer mentoring kind of model to say, you know, I don't want to do any harm here. I just want to be with you in this. And if there's some positive movement we can make, then let's do that. We want to build community around somebody. And I think when you can connect with somebody on that sort of level, a real level, and saying, are you considering or have you planned to take your own life? You know, that's a big question, and that's really challenging to do the closer you are to the person. But with a little bit of training and with just, you know, a heartfelt connection with somebody, I think you potentially be changing people's lives. If it's outside your scope of things to do, call a professional, call a friend, just make it aware to their community of people, and maybe there's somebody in that community will triage it. Saying nothing doesn't work, and that can ultimately lead to a really bad spot to deal with. What I think about the mental health situation, as far as from my state perspective, essentially is that I know that the VA healthcare is working on improving their standing, but they have not had somebody out there for a couple years as far as a mental health provider. I know that we have the federal side of Vet Center has started, you know, working locating a provider here once or twice a month now, which is beneficial. Central Washington Veterans Counseling has just been, they've been our go-to and a stronghold for all services. But I think, as we were talking about earlier, I think that we have created a space in Central Washington to assist veterans and their families to come forward into the breach to start dealing with some of these traumas and heal from things. So I think it's a very robust system that needs more support, and we're going to continue to ask for more support so that we can have more people be available to this life-changing sort of services.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great weekend and a good start to your week on this Monday. We did see a peek at the sun or two during the day today, but predominantly just cloudy skies around North Central Washington. This is our Lake Wenatchee tower camera, and you can see pretty well socked in with clouds up that way, and we will continue to see that rolling into tomorrow just before our next storm system moves in, and that'll happen Tuesday night into Wednesday. But before we get to all that, let's take a look at our extended forecast, our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. How about some above normal temperatures? We're going to get there by the end of the week, and especially this weekend, and it looks like we're going to stay that way. Keep in mind our normal temperature right now is 41 degrees, so it looks pretty good as far as temperatures. Also above normal as far as precipitation goes, so that's a good combination. Rain with warmer temperatures, we can use that moisture. We're about 8/10 behind where we should be as far as moisture goes so far this year. There you go, 8/10 behind. We did pick up another 11/100ths of an inch. That was over the weekend, so that gets us to 66/100ths for the year. We also picked up 2 more inches of snowfall, so that actually is 25 inches now, going back all the way to October 1st. A little bit better as far as temperature goes too. Unofficially today we were at 36 degrees, 42 is our normal high, 59 our record high, and that was set back in 1982. Pretty much right in the ballpark as far as lows go. 27 this morning, 28 is normal, and 7 our record low temperature set in 1993. Sunrise now almost at 7 o'clock at 7:02, and our sunset is at 5:28. So we're gaining a lot of light during the month of February. Temperatures as we get you into Tuesday, almost a carbon copy of today. 36s for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy. Mid-30s, Wenatchee into Entiat and Chelan. Also Omak at 35 tomorrow. And then for our upper elevations, Lake Wenatchee, Leavenworth, and Cashmere, anywhere from the low 30s up to the mid-30s tomorrow. So we're going to stay below normal, but as I mentioned, that is all going to change as we get into the end of the week. Tonight we expect mostly cloudy skies. You can see a nice southerly and southwesterly flow into Washington State, but a lot of clouds as one system moves through our area. Low temperatures tonight generally in the upper 20s. For your Tuesday, here is our next storm system, and it's bringing a lot of precipitation with it. Not so much during the day, but here we go as we get into late evening Tuesday into around midnight or so. We could see about another inch of snow or so as we get into Wednesday morning. Here is that low then as it parks itself off the Washington coast on Wednesday. Rain and snow likely throughout our area with high temperatures again in the mid-30s. So I really think we'll see a mix of rain and snow for Wednesday. By Thursday, mostly cloudy and warmer. Our southerly flow just intensifies, and that's going to mean some warmer temperatures with highs Thursday right around 40 degrees, which will get us a little bit closer to normal. For Friday, mostly cloudy skies once again. A few showers along the coast of Washington. That's about it. Seasonal temperatures again on Friday. High temperatures right about 40 degrees, so a nice end to our week. And then on Saturday, cloudy skies. We're seeing another atmospheric river pointed right at Washington State, and that means a lot of precipitation, especially on the west side for Saturday. Saturday. High temperatures in those low 40s and even warmer as we get into Sunday. That atmospheric river continues to move right into Washington. Rain is likely once again. We could be talking inches in parts of western Washington on Sunday. But look at that, high temperatures jumping up into the mid-40s. All right, 7-day forecast. 28 tonight. Snow developing late tomorrow night and into Wednesday. So that period will be a wet period with a rain-snow mix. High temperatures both Tuesday and Wednesday at 35, 41 and mostly cloudy Thursday, 40 on Friday, and then back to the wet weather for Saturday and Sunday. The good news, it's going to warm up. 42 on Saturday and 46 degrees, your high temperature on Sunday. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Happy Monday. Following a dramatic win over Canada Saturday, the U.S. team is back on the ice in the Four Nations face-off tonight. There were three fights in the first 9 seconds of Saturday's bout between the Canadians and Americans. U.S. came out on top of that one 3-1, much to the chagrin of the partisan crowd in Montreal. The win assures the U.S. a spot in Thursday's championship. Now, the USA finishes pool play against Sweden today. That game is on TNT. Earlier today, Canada advanced to the championship game, so there will be a rematch on Thursday. They beat the Finns by a final of 5-3. Men's college basketball Saturday was a good day for everybody but the Cougars. Washington edged Penn State on the road 75-73. Eastern Washington beat Idaho by the same score. Gonzaga blasted Pepperdine 107-55. St. Mary's beat up Washington State 77-56. On the ladies' side, Eastern Washington edged Idaho 63-60. Gonzaga down Loyola Marymount 69-57. Portland topped Washington State's 84-79. On Sunday, 11th ranked TCU beat Arizona 85-73. Haley Van Lith with 11 in 38 minutes in that one. 6th ranked USC edged Washington by a final of 69-64. The Wenatchee Wild dropped another couple games in Western Hockey League play over the weekend. It began on Friday. Wenatchee couldn't hold 3 separate 2-goal leads and fell in overtime to Portland 6-5. Austin Drade had the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Into his net, he's made 4 saves in the opening 8 minutes. Wild trying to rush this one ahead. Lucas Sherbina driving on. Rich shot, he scores from the right circle! Lucas Sherbina with the hot hand, and the Wild hit the scoreboard first. It's 1-0. Period number 1, Spencer is loose. Spencer trying to get to the net, he scores! Backhand underneath, Andrei Stevatek! Take it and go! 2-0 Wenatchee.
They'll reset with the quarterback. Jugnoth tip, score! Portland on the board just like that as they were announcing the goal. Kyle Chizowski grabs his 33rd of the year.
Left point slung on and a kick save right off the pads. Long Karen. Wild collected. Manick's right circle, plays it down for Dimitrov. Dimitrov taps one, backdoor, waiting, Rashut, they score! Reed Andreessen reads the defense and the angle perfectly and pitches it home, and the Wild are back in front by 2. Played up the left wing, looking for Chizowski, coming over the line. Portland with the entry, tipped in front, they score. Alex Weiermeyer. Wenatchee Wild down a man. Coming up here in a sec. Dawson Seitz picks up tripping. Cole fired home, they score! Backdoor, Cooper, and it's back to a 2-goal lead for Wenatchee. Through neutral ice, catches Buttazzoni on the right wing board. Sends it down the circle, looking for Chizowski, tip in front, and they got it to go. The Winterhawks score and make this a 4-3 game. Weiermeyer shoved off his feet by Mannix, coming over the line just as he got rid of it. Wild enter 3-on-2. Andreessen across for Cooper. He scores! Miles Cooper! His 4-on-4 made it 4-2. His 4-on-4 makes it 5-3. Special teams coming through for the Wild in that game against the Brandon Wheat Kings on the East Division road trip. A whole stretch of the schedule where Ty Spencer looked really, really good. This shot from the left point. Jugnoff gets a tip. It looked pretty good for the Portland fans, and that one tipped in over the line for Zakreski. Glides in on the end boards, gets leaned into the wall there, right at the Zamboni door with Andreessen. At the right point, Sotheran slings it through, save, backdoor rebound, they score, and this game is tied. Gets a hip and a stick, got him spun off his feet. Handed back, sharp angle try, Garrett swats it aside, trying to jam it home. It is still in front of the net. Now they throw it home and score. And the Winterhawks take it 6-5. Zakreski with a throw, and Portland halfway through the overtime sends the Winterhawks on to Kent for a Saturday night showdown with 2 points.
Wenatchee and Seattle played 2 periods of scoreless hockey on Sunday before the Thunderbirds erupted for 4 goals in the third to win 4-0. Wenatchee remains home to host Seattle again this coming Friday. That will be at 7 o'clock. It was a mixed bag of results for local teams in playoff basketball over the weekend. Zilla edged Chelan in the District 5 1A boys tournament. That was the semifinal game, 66-59 the final. Royal stopped Kashmir in the other semi, 72-50. Kai B ended Omac's season 67-60, while Luke's season also came to an end with a 70-63 loss to Wapato. Kashmir girls advanced to the district championship with a 57-42 win over Natchez Valley. Saturday that was. They'll face Zilla in the title game after the Leopards whipped up on Wapato 96-50. Cascade stayed alive with a 46-35 win over Royal. Chelan ended Kyle Benton's season with a 63-42 decision. At the 2B tournament in Moses Lake on Saturday, Okanagan ended Tonasset's season with a 63-50 victory. Liberty Bell fell to Columbia Burbank in the championship bracket 72-31. Lake Roosevelt topped LaSalle 69-57. The Brewster girls advanced to the district championship Saturday with a 49-36 win over Columbia Burbank. Tri-Cities Prep ended Tonasset's season 63-39. Waterville Mansfield stayed alive in the 1B tournament by downing Cascade Christian Saturday 56-25. Soap Lake advanced with a 56-51 win over Wilson Creek. The tournament moves to Moses Lake Christian today with Waterville Mansfield playing Oroville in the semifinals. That's followed by Soap Lake and make that Moses Lake Christian in the other semifinal that's coming up at 6:30. It will be the Shockers and Nannies for the District 2B title game for the girls. Waterville Mansfield advanced with a 76-19 win Saturday over Pateros. Make that Pateros breeze past to Wilson Creek 62-18. District 5 4A play-in games are tomorrow for district, or make that Big 9 teams. The Eastmont boys are at Moses Lake at 6 o'clock, while Sunnyside hosts Eisenhower. The winners of tomorrow's games will meet Thursday nights, while the Davis visits West Valley for the district championship. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Strangely, the pairings for the girls tournament, exactly the same schools, only different locations. Eastmont girls host Moses Lake in tomorrow night's play-in game, while Sunnyside plays at Eisenhower. West Valley visits Davis for the district championship on Thursday, while the higher seed winners from tomorrow night will host the lower seed at 6 o'clock. NCWLIFE channel, speaking of, will be at the Eastmont High School for that game with Moses Lake tomorrow night live, streaming only on our Facebook page and our YouTube page. Grant Olson with a call, courtside with our pregame beginning at about 5:45. That's a check of sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.